let's be honest, there aren't too many things that North Korea has that the rest of the world really wants to buy, is there? However, they're apparently scoring big bucks, especially in Africa, exporting giant statues. That's right. If there's one thing that the North Koreans are good at, it's cranking out real-life depictions of dictators that are so tall they can be seen from miles away. But are they really good at it, or are they just doing it on the cheap? Well, we're going to get into that. Margaret, the exporting of these ginormous bronze statues started back in the 1980s, okay? They were kind of these gifts to other socialist nations, the friend of North Korea, okay? Like, here's a token.
We're best buds. It's a friendship necklace. But it's
these days,
got it.
It's just a source of hard currency, foreign currency for the North Koreans. And apparently they're making millions of dollars doing this. And it's really interesting. And I wanted to kind of go through some of the examples around the world, namely in Africa, where this is being done. So where it's being manufactured is like basically in one studio. It's more of a school. It's not individual artists who are selling these statues. They're all on salary, so they're kind of like factory workers in a way. It's the Mansudae art studio. All right, it's in Pyongyang. And apparently, for example, right now, in this art studio, there's like 2 ginormous Robert Mugabes waiting for him to croak so they could send it out as memorials to Zimbabwe.
Are they in his likeness? Do they look like the original?
They do, they do. With someone like Robert Mugabe, you probably don't want to screw up their face, right? That might piss them off a lot. But there have been some cases where that was the issue. Here's a very famous one, since this picture is up. This is the giant African Resistance Monument. It's in Senegal, right outside the capital of Dakar. It's actually really beautiful. Very powerful. The guy has his woman right there and a baby on his shoulder. What do you think, Margaret?
So this sculpture would inspire national identity?
National pride, yeah,
National pride? Okay, I can see that. I can see that.
Something that the North Koreans are very good at when it comes to all sorts of propaganda.
That's who you want working on national pride. Like if you had to pick a country, I would think.
Yeah.
I would think.
Right. Well, why does North Korea, why are they the main people doing this, all right? Well, for one, the price is right. Let's be real.
How much, do we know how much something like this would cost?
Okay, going back to the Senegal one that we just talked about, that was done for like a small piece of land in Senegal, which like they gave it to some North Koreans, and then North Koreans immediately just sold it for some cash. So the money basically went back to the country. So it actually is done for very cheap. And I think that's the main reason here, because honestly, no one else is doing this. And that's exactly what art critic William Fever had to say. He says, the Russians and the Chinese don't make that kind of stuff anymore. The appeal is in the statement of the obvious, and of course, size in it is everything. So basically, no one else in 2016 is cranking out these like ginormous bronze Soviet era style like propaganda statues. They're the only ones in the business, and they're doing it for super cheap.
I remember being in Kazakhstan and seeing a massive head of Vladimir Lenin. I mean, it was just like coming out of the ground, literally. You're right. There's an appreciation for sculptures, especially of leaders, specifically in Eastern Europe and Russia. I didn't realize North Korea was doing this, but look, you don't have to be Donatello to do a sculpture and to do it beautifully. I applaud their effort.
Yeah, I think it's cool personally.
Quick question for you:
want one of myself done.
Do they tend to make these look like Kim Jong-un, or no? Yes.
No, not for the most part. Although that one, sorry, I keep going back to the one in Senegal, the one of the African resistance. They originally, they had to cast this on site because it's literally ginormous. It's like over 160 feet tall.
It's massive.
Yeah, the first time they did it, they made the faces Asian. So then the then president.
That's my point. Kim Jong-un actually, he's the inspirational leader. He's godlike. I mean, it would be like, I would think that would be a problem. They would make everyone look like Kim Jong-un.
Just like inherently start chipping away, making him look like Kim Jong-un. No, I mean, they cast this one on site because it's ginormous, and they did end up making the faces Asian. So the then Senegalese President Wade actually made them do it again.
Right.
He made them do it again a second time, which kind of sucks, but that's okay, because now it looks right. This is the way it's supposed to be. There's actually another example of when it didn't go so well.
Oh, no, you can sort
Lauren
of see.
Kabila. This statue's in Kinshasa, in the DRC.
Okay.
he seems to be wearing something that most Africans don't usually wear, and that's the full-on. He went full Kim Jong-un with the outfit. Whoever made this, whatever guys made this, they went full Kim. He doesn't wear that, and people like pointed it out, and we're like, "Yo, we don't wear that here in Kinshasa. That's not our style." That's
they still
clearly
erected it anyway, though.
Yeah.
Wasn't so bad.
So aside from the minor mistakes that they make sometimes, I'm not going to say mistakes, it's just their style of doing things. Aside from the complaints that come every now and then, North Korea is apparently killing the giant propaganda bronze statue game in Africa.